Lauren to stand up for a minute. All right, you gotta put your drink down there, Chris. All right, Lauren, put your right arm out like this. Chris, put your right arm right on top of Lauren's, on top of her hand. There you go. Hang on to that for a minute. Savor the moment there, Chris. Are you enjoying that? Are you really liking that? Okay, remember, this is the last time you will ever have the upper hand. Not early, but I had to. All right. I actually want you to come up here and help me with something, because I'm going to take you guys through just a wee history on Chris. I'm not going to belabor this, but that talent that you saw up here just now, it really started a long, long time ago in Kindersley and advanced itself when you moved on to Sardis. And what I have here for you today is one of the novels that you wrote. It's called The Jerk 3. Okay, there you go. And I actually just want you to read, you know, it's very short, very sweet, but kind of put it in your own words here for me, Chris. Where I found this is Barb and I, Chris's mom, were going through tons of stuff over the years. And when we came upon this one, I said, I want that one. I want to hang on to that one for the right opportunity to bring that one up in public.
So this was written in grade 2. He was in the same class. So it's called The Jerk 3 by Chris B. And then I did a title page. Okay, so we open up here. It looks like it's a bunch of guys in the back of an army truck. And then there's a sign there that says, war, 260 miles. So they're going to war. All right, so it says, the nice day, David was on the army truck in the back with his M17. He had grenades on his suit. I am so happy this is our first war. When they got there, David... David, bang! Twinkle, twinkle! Sound effects, I guess. And the picture here, they're in a camp and they have a sign that says, welcome to war. And then it says, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are up above the world. So, hey, David, stop singing. We're not at a karaoke bar. All night when you hear, boo, that's, it says, one of the guys comes in and says, all right, men, when you hear, boo, that means the war is going to start. When you hear that sound, start shooting. The end.
Done that any justice. I was going through with Joss, I'm like, I don't even understand how to pronounce these things yet. But I think the best part of this is the last page. And in any novel, you know, you always have the page about the author, right? It's all about the author. There's a picture. Chris goes to Watson Elementary School. He lives on Wilkins Drive in Sardis. All right, so that's how Chris got started, and there are so many stories that you all know about Chris as he grew up in Kindersley and then in Chilliwack, Sardis in Chilliwack. But I had a wonderful opportunity to actually do a little touring with Chris back in mid-2000s when he finished school and he decided he's going to go and he's going to tour Europe. So Chris and I started off on a flight, went to Paris, and we spent, what, a long weekend in Paris, kind of a boring weekend for you, poor Chris. Spending a long weekend with Auntie Brenda in Paris, but we had a great time. I thought we had a great time. Toured the Eiffel Tower and Champs-Élysées and ran around all over the place. And then I had one final night in Paris, so I'm like, Chris is going to his hostel in Pigalle, Paris, just outside of Paris, and he gets himself all ready to go, and he takes off, and I'm kind of settling down for a nice, quiet evening in the hotel by myself, and have a nice evening, have a nice glass of wine, and then all of a sudden, knock, 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 and Chris shows up. The hostel wasn't quite what he was thinking it would be. But he ended up doing a great, he had a great trip through Europe. And actually, I really remember the conversation I had with my sister when Chris came back from Europe. And she said, I have no idea what happened to him, but this guy just moved from being a boy to a man. I'm like, you probably don't want to know what happened to him. But there's a bit of evolution there. And Donna, maybe you want to come up and share with me a little story about a little boys trip you guys had in Arizona? This is Chris moving on to being more of a man, right? So let's have his father tell a little story about that.
All right, so we did a trip over to Phoenix. It was a boys' trip, and we had a lot of fun. So on Olive Avenue in Phoenix, these guys found a biker bar that they just seemed to love. Like they were going like, and Adrian and them will attest, it was a pretty good place. And we got going, and all of a sudden I couldn't find Chris. I'm going like, where the heck is he? I checked the bathrooms, nothing. So I get out, and he's outside talking to a biker chick who's taking a liking to him. I mean, his life was about to end. So at any rate, we carried on. We get back to Mike and Brenda's in Cave Creek, and Chris was feeling really, really happy. At any rate, in the middle of the night, Mike and Brenda had this huge big clock in his bedroom, and so at any rate, in the middle of the night I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden I hear it, Dad, like wow, what the heck's going on? It's like, I mean, it's like really 3, 4 in the morning, and he says, the clock is scaring me. You can't be serious, it's a clock. No, it's bad. Like I'm really scared. And I said, well, no, like let's do something. Like and I said, all right, get in bed. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't do that story any justice, and you know, it's all along the lines of Chris's maturity here, right? But seriously, Chris, I'm extremely proud of you, of watching you as that snotty-nosed little kid, the little nerd, grow up to be a wonderful man, and just a fantastic father, a fantastic husband for you, Lauren. And you know, I got to say, on behalf of Dawn and Barb, who unfortunately moved on before she could be here to celebrate this great party. You know, they're very, very proud of you, and we're proud of you from our family. So all the very best to you and Lauren. And if I can kind of quote a little phrase from my sister, she'd probably be saying right now, like, just shut up already and get on with the party, right? And Chris does this the best. As Barb, there's a picture of Barb out by the bar in the back, and the classic phrase from Barb was, "What can I get ya?" So, looking forward to having a very good evening with all of you, and cheers. Toast to the group.
Cheers. Cheers.